Hello YouTube. Today we're going to work on some direction vectors. So that's when you're given like the slope of x1 and x2, and you have to find the vectors at certain points using an x2, x1 plane. So if you were given a point here, let's say, and the vector was calculated to be in this direction, you would have to figure out how to do that at certain points. This is pretty easy concept, but we're just going to go over it. Could have vectors going this direction. You could have a vector going this direction, then this direction. At certain points, you could have a vector going here. Actually, let's just try a vector from there and go this way. But this should be familiar to like vector fields if you're used to them. Like if you have a field like this and you're asked to draw a curve, at a certain point you would follow the general path. But regardless, let's just move on to some example problems. Okay, so let's move on. We got the functions given here, or the pieces of it, and we're given these points. This is a simple plug and chug type method first at the beginning. The points here represent x1 and x2. Okay, so let's just plug them in. So plug 0 here and 1 here, and you'll get 0 plus 3, and you'll have 3 on the top, and then you plug those values in here. So you get 0 minus 2, or 0 plus 2, which is 2. And that's your first vector. Now let's just keep doing that for the second one, or for the rest of them. So -1 plus 3 would be 2. And then we have negative times -1 times -1, which is +1, so +1, times positive, or adding 2, which is 3. And then we have 0 times, here I'm just going to show the work down here from now on, 0 plus -3, and that's -3. And then same thing for the second one, you plug it in, and you get 0 minus 2, which is -2, and then -3 plus 3 is 0. We have 0. And then -3 times -1 is +3, plus 2 is 5. And then again, last one. If we plug in 2 over here, then we have -2 plus 3, which is 1. And finally, -2 times -1 is +2. Write that nicer, +2. Plus 2 is 4. So 2 plus 2 is 4. Alright, so those are our vectors. Now, what do these values represent? Just to recap here, if you have just a standard plot and you start at this point here, let's say, and the vector is 3, 2, then you'd go 3 in this direction, in the x direction, and then up 2 in the y direction. And this would be your vector right here. So that's just what it represents, just to recap when you're given a point here. Just a little, I guess, something to add. Say we were given the point 0, 0 also. So 0, 0. That means our vector would be what? If you plug in 0 into both of these functions, you would also get a vector of 0, 0. Now what would that look like on a graph? Well, why don't we take a look real quick. A vector of 0, 0 would actually just be a point. So that would be at the origin, because you aren't going anywhere. Because you start at 0, 0, and you move 0 this way, and you move 0 this way. So you aren't going anywhere, you're stuck. So, or you aren't moving, I guess. Okay, that was just something to add. Okay, now we're just going to use the vectors, but first let's find the points. I'm going to label the points in blue. Actually, no, I'm going to label the points in green. So all the points are going to be in green, and all the vectors that I'm going to draw afterwards are going to be in blue. Okay, so we have, I'm just going to plot these points, but hopefully you know where they are. I'll do a few of them, and then I'll just do the rest. So 0, 1, that'd be 0 in the x1 direction, and plus 1 in the x2 direction, so we'll have a point here. Why don't we just keep going on at the vector then? Oh, I said I would do it in green. I'm going to do it in green. Points are in green. Okay, now we're going to do, wait, no, I said blue. I am so tired right now, I'm sorry. Okay, that's no excuse. There we go. Okay, so, geez. Okay, now we're going to move in the x2 direction, x1 direction 3, and in the x2 direction 2. No, I did say, oh my gosh. Okay, the points are in green, the points are in green. So the vector we're looking at right now is 3, 2. Yes, okay. So, we move 3 in the x1 direction, and then up 2 in the y direction. So our vector would be here. And just to show its direction, since a vector, remember this is key, a vector is a quantity that has both direction and magnitude. Okay, don't forget that. Okay, so this was the direction and the magnitude is here. Okay, so now I'm gonna plot the points for the other one real quick, just to save time. So remember, just treat these as coordinates. So -1, 1 we have here. 0, -1, so we go 0 and -1. And then we have -3, 1, 1, 2, 3, -1. Oh, +1, sorry. Let's get this out of the way. And then finally, we have -2, 1. -2, +1. Okay, now we just got to do the vectors. So, let's look at the second one. So we're at -1, 1, and we're plotting at 2, the vectors at 2, 3. So -1, 1 is here, and we're going at 2, 3. So we go right 2, 1, 2, and up 3, 1, 2, 3. So our vector looks like that. Right? There you go. And then you have the arrow going in that direction. Okay, next one. We have 0, -1, and we're going -3, -2. So 0, -1 is here. And we're going at -3, -2. So -3 would be 1, 2, 3. That could actually be down here. And then, was it -2? So 1, 2. And your vector would be in this direction. Boom. Okay, now we have -3, -1. Oh gosh, yep, -3, 1. And our vector is 0, 5. So -3 and 1 is here. So if we're going 0 in the x direction, that means we stay. And if we go up 5 in the in the x2 direction, it's literally a straight line vertically. So boom, up to 5 for now. There you go. Okay, and then we got -2, 1. So we got -2 here and 1, and our vector is 1, 4. So we move 1 this way and 4 this way. So that means 4 would actually be up here. So our vector would be here to there. Boom. Check it out. Alright, I think that's all the points. Yeah. Alright, so there's like, I guess the x1, x2 plane, and we're graphing the direction vectors. So that's just what we gotta do. So hopefully this helped tutorial wise. So a lot of common mistakes, I guess, would be people just plot the vectors at the wrong points, or they mix up the x1, x2 axes. You could technically do them in any which way, but to make it simple, it's generally better to do it in this way. So keep practicing and good luck.